everyone, this is Sid here and welcome back to another video. Basically, if you have been on the internet for any length of time recently, you have probably seen all of Disney's many different live-action remakes and live-action flops, because most of them actually have not been doing very well. They do bring in lots of money, but critics do not like them very much, and people always give them bad reviews and say that they were not up to their expectations. So yeah, basically Disney has been going on this trend for a while now. They've been producing remake after remake after remake, basically just trying to grab as much cash as possible from all the old childhood nostalgia and stuff. But they actually made another live action remake earlier this year, Snow White, which I went to go watch, and you can watch my video rating and reviewing Snow White if you want to. But they also made another one this summer, and that was the Lilo and Stitch live action remake. So I went to go watch that with my mother because it was my last day of school yesterday. So that was pretty fun to just go out to eat and then go to the movie theater on my last day of school. So I went to go watch Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch was actually made not too long ago. I'm pretty sure it was made in like 2002. So it was only made like 23 years ago. It's not that old to get like nostalgia and stuff from, but it is younger than Toy Story. I was like, what? How is that even possible? Because I know Toy Story is like a really old movie, but I think of it being quote unquote younger because the animation style is so different, you know? And it was sort of like the Kickstarter of a more like three-dimensional animation style. But Toy Story, which is older, is in more of like a 3D style, and then Lilo and Stitch, which is younger, quote unquote, is in more of like a 2D style, which is pretty interesting. I actually thought that this live action remake was like a lot better than some of the other ones. Don't get me wrong, some of them have been pretty good. Like Cinderella was pretty good, Aladdin was good in my opinion, and I also liked Alice in Wonderland. And I especially like the live action remakes where they change something fundamental about the story. So like take the ones that they have for the Disney villains, like Maleficent and Cruella. Those are both like the origin stories of respective Disney villains, and I think that's pretty cool because they're taking this story that they used before, but they're switching it to be from a different perspective, a different point of view, and they're adding something new to the story instead of just taking an old story and then just redoing it, you know? But Lilo and Stitch was redone, like basically beat for beat, you know? But I actually thought it was pretty good. Now note that I had never seen the actual like original version of Lilo and Stitch before going to watch the movie. So earlier this morning, I actually did watch the original version just to see like how it would compare. And I do like the original version a little bit more. I think just having it be animated in general gives the original version a lot more like character and charm, you know? I feel like the characters look a lot cuter, they sound a lot cuter, and I feel like the aliens look a lot better. I don't know why the aliens just like threw me off in the live action version, especially with like the main mad scientist alien guy. He just looked super duper weird to me, which I mean, that might have been the vibe that they were going for, but I feel like Lilo and Stitch is a cute movie, or it gives off like cute vibes and aesthetic, so I thought maybe the aliens would want to fit a little bit closer into that while still conveying all of the sci-fi conventions and all that great stuff, you know? But I feel like the story actually had like a lot more emotional depth than I expected it to. I knew going into it because I knew the overall plot and premise of it even before watching it. I knew it was about like Lilo and Nani, her older sister, and how Lilo and Nani's parents died, and so Nani was having to like take care of her from a young age and like try to do all these jobs and stuff to make ends meet and pay all the bills and all of that, and how they were having like child protective services coming and seeing like if their living situation was okay. But it felt a lot more like realistic and grounded than I expected it to, and it felt sort of dark in my opinion. for like a Disney movie, but I feel like it is pretty good when Disney movies like have these themes, you know? A huge theme for Lilo and Stitch is like Lilo feels like an outsider because she doesn't fit in with any of her like classmates, and people think she's weird, and she's always like causing problems wherever she goes. And then Stitch, on the other hand, is like a literal alien experiment designed to destroy stuff, so he also does not fit in, and since he is literally an alien on Earth, he stands out like a sore thumb, you know? But he and Lilo both meet each other and become friends, and I think it's just very, very sweet and sentimental, you know? And I feel like it provides a really good theme of like found family, and how like even if no one else in the world accepts you for who you are, your family still should, and they should be the ones who are there for you to support and encourage you no matter what. So yeah, I thought in the live action remake, the few things I didn't like were it was a little bit longer than the original version was. The original version was only like an hour and 15 minutes, and the live action version was like an hour and 45 minutes. That didn't bother me as much, but I do feel like live action versions usually have like worse pacing than the animated ones do. Like the animated ones, it feels like it goes by a lot faster, and they have your attention the whole entire time, you know? Like there's never a boring scene and there's never a dull moment. And I feel like in the live action ones, they just sort of add lots of like extra filler, so it does make it seem a little bit more like unnecessary, and like it's just dragging on longer than it should. So with the two aliens in particular, they tried like building their friendship, I guess, or something, but it just felt super duper like unnecessary to me. In the live action version, they also had lots of new like characters, like the Child Protective Services lady and the old grandma or whatever, but I feel like those characters were also just kind of unnecessary. In the original version, lots of the characters were just sort of like combined together to make one character that had more of an interesting appearance, you know? So yeah. But anyways, if I had to rate Lilo and Stitch live action, first of all, if I had to rate Lilo and Stitch like original, I'd probably rate it like a 7 out of 10, perhaps. And if I were to rate Lilo and Stitch live action, I'd probably rate it like a 5 out of 10, maybe. So I think it's just like mediocre, you know? Like it was perfectly good for me, but I would probably rather watch the original version. But it was definitely not bad by any means, because there are some live action movies that are just like absolutely terrible, and there are some live action movies which are just really, really good, you know? And there's very few that are like Lilo and Stitch that fall in between, but I feel like those in-between movies are pretty good, you know? Because, yeah, it's not like I wasted my time watching it, because I thought it was an enjoyable experience, and it was fun to go to the theater and the cinemas with my mom and enjoy that on the last day of school. But yeah, I do think the original version is better. I do think it is like in between in terms of being a good live action remake or a bad live action remake. I think it's just medium, you know? But yeah, if you want to go see this movie, then please comment your thoughts and opinions down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, if you guys all enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like and subscribe, because it always helps me out so much when you do, and I really, really appreciate it. I don't normally post movie content like this, but I sometimes do. I have a movie playlist if you want to go check out my other videos. And if you want to see more Lilo and Stitch stuff in particular, I'm going to be doing a video like drawing Lilo and Stitch characters coming out soon, because I am indeed an artist and I do like sharing my artwork. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then please stay tuned and stick around. And yeah, if you subscribed, it would mean so much to me, because at the time of me recording this video, we are almost at 2,000 subscribers. We are only 30 subscribers away, so if I could reach that milestone, that would mean so much to me. And yeah, subscribing also helps you, because if you do indeed enjoy watching my YouTube videos, then you will get an instant notification every single time that I post a new one, and you will never miss out on a single new upload. I, unlike most other YouTubers, upload videos multiple times every single week, and I upload shorts multiple times every single day. So no matter what, I can almost guarantee you that you always have something fun and interesting to watch, and you will never be bored. If you want to support me even further as a creator, then please go click the links in the description box down below. Those will take you to my other social media accounts, like my Instagram account. I have an artist Instagram account where you can go to see all of my amazing artwork as soon as I have finished drawing it, because there is a slight delay between my making of my YouTube videos and me submitting my artwork. But Instagram does not require videos. You can just make a quick little post. So I usually post on there as soon as I'm finished drawing something. But to post on YouTube, it usually takes me a few weeks. So yeah. But also, if you're more of a foodie and that is more of what is up your aisle, I have an Instagram Grubs account where you can go and see all of my amazing food pics. So yeah, check that out if you want to. Once again, link is down below. And yeah, I hope you all guys all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Always remember that I love you, and goodbye, eat more waffles, and peace out, Girl Scout.